Okay, good. Like this. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm back. I am back. So just put that aside. So, we're going to be doing 3 games in a row with some rather, unknown gems of sorts, but all equally fantastic in their own way, and all featuring kind of different sort of mechanics of sorts. We begin these 3 games with Assault Suits Vulcan, also better known as Cybernator, because that is what Konami released the title as. There's a few differences between the Japanese and American version, and most of them are just on a cosmetic level, and just a few less pauses within the game itself. But before we get started, we gotta do one thing pretty important, and we gotta change the name of our character to just one character. We also have like a whole bunch of control types, but we just stick with the default because that's just the best option we got. I'm not really gonna talk too much about the story, but basically, for those that do not know, this game actually got accepted into GDQ, and it was under the category No Napalm, which is being run by the world record holder, Elpis. I've recently done a run of this, and, I'm pretty close behind him now, but, there's still some things I have to get comfortable with. But if you do want to know about this category, we are not going to be using the Napalm weapon. If you are not aware of what the Napalm weapon is, it's a very, very busted weapon, and you merely have to take a look at some of my actual, my other marathon runs involving this game, because it abuses the napalm pretty hard. It's a very powerful weapon, but there are some good substitutes even in no napalm. But we'll get there. We'll get to them when we get there. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so to start things off, we're gonna bust into this enemy's ship here and take out, I guess, the weak spot of it. So, in any percent, we have to do this level pacifist, but the goal here, since we can't utilize napalm, we gotta upgrade one of our weapons literally on the first level before we reach the boss. And that's what we're gonna do. We need to kill, I think, about 12 enemies in order to get to get an extra power chip. There are a bunch of power chips that we can get. And there's our power chip. I think that was the 12th enemy I killed. And that is our punch leveled up. And here's the boss, just in time. Oops. Once again, accidentally swapped weapons. Yeah, so the X button swaps between your special weapons. And we're just gonna punch that thing to death and cause a whole bunch of explosions. Oops. And that's the first level. So, that's kind of the whole gist of the strategy that we're gonna be kind of going through here, is that we're going to be slowly but surely upgrading our special weapons. Each of them. We're going to be maxing out the punch. We're going to be maxing out 2 other weapons that we're going to pick up throughout this entire run. Interestingly enough, one of them is in this level, actually, and that is the missiles, which we're going to need for the next boss coming up here. Punch everything to death. Alright, so that's the auto-scroller portion done. Now we're just gonna punch things and cause more explosions and pick up whatever power chips we can. You have to kill quite a few enemies in order for the hidden power chip to actually show itself in this particular level. So we're probably not going to get it. Actually, we're definitely not getting it. But we are going to upgrade the punch to level 3. And then here's the boss right here. And this can be a very annoying fight to deal with, but as long as you're really hugging the guy, you should be able to deal with him pretty easily. Okay, now, attack on Arc Nova. This is the 3rd level. And before we enter Arc Nova, we need to make sure we get 3 power chips so that we can fully upgrade our punch. This is the last point that we'll be able to, or I shouldn't say it's the last point that we'll be able to upgrade, but it's, hello? Okay, there it is. I was a little bit scared for a second there. Sometimes the power chip doesn't properly spawn, but it's very rare that that happens, so. And there's the open entryway. So that's our punch fully upgraded. We can't upgrade it any further, but there is some other weapons we will upgrade instead. But we will continue to utilize this punch to full effect. So here's our mini-boss. Want to try to stay aligned or kind of follow a certain pattern in order, or certain movement in order to force a certain pattern from those guys. Once you kill one of them, the other one just automatically breaks open the area. Don't ask me why. The developers, I guess, were just kind enough to give you that. Okay, so just gotta bully my way through that. And now the rest of the level kind of can open its way to us. And we're gonna begin upgrading our missiles. I'm a little bit low on health here. We're actually gonna try and take a bit of a safety strat here. Instead of going all the way down, we're gonna... I'm probably... Yep, okay, well, we're not taking that. We lost our chance at that. Alright, so we're basically putting ourselves in a pretty interesting situation here. But I think we'll be just fine. Either way, we're out of Arc Nova now, and we just have this boss here, which we're not going to fight at all. It's actually slower to do that. He's completely optional. And we kind of risk not completing our objective here in time, which is to destroy these main engines that kind of are preventing, that are kind of causing Arc Nova to crash land into Earth. That's kind of what's going on here right now. Oops, come on, get up there. So we're just going to kind of take the pot shots. That's why I got the emergency health, just in case I wound up in a bad situation health-wise. Still getting them pot shots on me. Alright, and that's Arc Nova. Those poor mechanics, yeah. Yeah. A lot of people die in this game, unfortunately. Alright, so... Atmosphere entry. Level 4 is mostly an auto-scroller and very scripted, but it's actually probably one of the most important levels in the game. I gotta kill a certain number of guys and get fully upgraded on my missiles, but I have a very limited window to do this, so... This is our time to fully upgrade. We got 4 more of these guys we gotta kill. I need this guy away from that side. Okay. There we go. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. We're gonna need a... I guess we're just gonna have to settle with level 2. I got kind of screwed there at the end. Kept going after enemies. I accidentally grabbed a power chip while still having punch out. So we're just... Unfortunately, thankfully though, upgrading missiles is not the be-all end-all. Because, and the reason for that is because I'm not good enough at the quick kill yet on the Gunfire Mountains mini-boss, which is the next... There's still a couple levels from now. That's really the only reason to upgrade missiles to level 3, so there's a little bit less stress on the upgrading side of things. But yeah, some things are happening here. I won't spoil them. But we're kind of setting up for a text box skip, which we got. So there's two different kind of, oh my goodness, Beldark, please. Get out of here, dude. So there are two different conversations that happen when that red mech lands there. There's a conversation between the character I'm controlling and Beldark, and then Beldark will talk to the injured mech, who is piloted by a guy named Rick. We skipped the one involving Rick and Beldark because we triggered them both at the exact same spot. Like, they happened at the exact same, I guess, set of frames. And when that happens, one of them gets skipped. So, nice to show that off. But yeah, this level, this is where we're going to get our next weapon, which is the laser, which is going to be our main weapon. Whoops. I'm gonna just focus here a little bit. I gotta make sure I fully upgrade the laser by the time we're done with this level. That's bad. I was not expecting that. Alright, so we're gonna be killing quite a few things at the boss fight. Nothing I can really do about that now. We're going to be kind of detouring to break every single box we can in order to upgrade our laser. We will get it at least up to level 2 for the next boss fight. And we absolutely do not want to fall down here, because that would be a huge, huge time loss. Alright. And there he goes. So that's the raw power of the laser beam. It's a very long-range attack, so it's actually quite handy. Nice grab on that power chip. So we need at least 4 more of these in order to fully upgrade our laser. And this is pretty important we do this before we're done with this fight here. And yeah, there's the boss for this stage. Interestingly enough, this boss does spawn a number of ads to try and help out, or a number of ships will show up, and every second one's gonna drop a power chip. So, just gotta make sure I grab them as they come, and not waste any time killing them. But most importantly, I do not want to miss. That's the worst thing that can happen. And I missed the first one. Okay, we're gonna be wasting a lot of time here. Okay, got that one at least. I should probably stop attacking the top part. Ugh, okay, one more. We just need one more power chip here. Kind of unfortunate we missed one of them. Come on. Okay, there's that one. There we go, we're good. So now we have fully upgraded the laser, and we just gotta finish off the ship. Just like that. And then run to the safe spot here where the ships can't actually hit you from, oddly enough. Yeah, the laser I picked up at some point in that previous level. Anyway, Gunfire Mounds. Here is a very, very difficult level. Starting with a bit of randomness with these snow bunnies, as I like to call them. They're a bit... It's a lot more easier to manage when you have the laser. You can just stand here and just trail the laser since it's a long-range weapon. Come on. Okay, there we go. And now we begin the underground section, which, interestingly enough, I realized you only can use certain weapons in the underground section. I learned that when I started learning this category. Okay. That was not very good. Oh, I'm probably dead. I am probably dead now. Come on. Alright, there we go. Yeah, unfortunately, being stuck with level 2 missiles is a bit of a problem. Alright, we got some health. Still in a bit of danger here. I don't know if... I might have to destroy the Metroid mines accordingly. Oh, goodness. Come on. There we go. I got, like, no health. I'm probably gonna die. Probably die on the very first screen. I'll try and at least get past this section here, though. Yeah, that was a pretty unfortunate set of I did not want to dash into that thing. Thanks a lot. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna do that again. Come on. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna lose a lot of time here. Alright. At least we managed to get that guy out of the way this time without taking too much hits. That was a really unfortunate pattern the first time around. Normally I don't know what to do when he does that pattern, other than try to not put myself in that situation. Yeah, so if you want to know, you can dash by just pressing a single button, but sometimes if you double tap forward, it will just dash automatically. So you have to kind of be aware of that. Come on, man. Like, the missiles just keep missing the Metroid mines, and it's killing me here, literally speaking. Whatever. So, yeah, now that we're out of there, we can finally use the darn laser again. Pretty silly way to actually gimp you from using it. Oh. Alright. Thankfully, the laser did make pretty short work of that fight. I think depending on how many explosions or how much points the laser's actually connecting on the target, it does more damage based off of that. But I'm not entirely sure. Oops. Yeah. Time for the last mission, though. So, I make a big deal about this particular mission in any percent, but there's a bit less that needs to be taken into account here. Come on. Please. It's still gonna be quite a bit of throwing out punches to deal with these foot soldiers and then trying to block these shots from these bigger targets. And that's in order to help mitigate the damage somewhat. While still trying to go as fast as possible. Alright, that was really, really cleanly handled screen. And as for this screen, there's a lot of talking that goes on here, so it's actually better to try to bully your way through the first part and then then you can focus on trying to mitigate the damage somewhat. Alright, so we got our laser here. And here's our fight with Beldark. And there he goes. And now that we've dealt with him, we can head to, I guess the president of the bad guys. Honestly enough, there was a flag of the, I guess that was a European flag, actually. So that probably makes this version a little bit controversial. And also that scene's a little controversial too. It was actually removed from the American version entirely. Probably just, you know, no one needs to see someone offing themselves with a gun, right? But in any case, we are into the final auto-scroller of the game. This is a fairly simple section. At some point, we're gonna run into a mini-boss. Or a different, like, sort of robot. It's actually gonna be piloted by Rick, who, as we know, is the pilot of the injured mech. But this time, he's in a different mech. I'm gonna try to deal with all the enemies that are coming out, just to try and somewhat stop the lag just a little bit. You need to kind of do a little bit of damage to Rick in this auto-scroller. You can't kill him during this auto-scroller, but you can whittle down his health a little bit, and that will make this fight here a little bit faster. Alright, so he's gone. Unfortunately, I only got one health chip out of that, so that's great. But here's the final boss. Got 3 weak points. Gonna deal with this first one here. Drops a bit of health, so I'm probably gonna grab it. Okay, or I'll get stuck and we're just not going to grab it then. I got like almost no health. I should probably be very careful. A lot of lag there. I just lost track. Alright, we'll try that again. So normally there was supposed to be like 2 health boxes, and I was supposed to be able to grab that thing. Please don't press the wrong button. I don't even know why I'm worried about my health. I got more than enough health to work with this time. I just do a bit of damage. And there he goes. Okay, so... and the run right there. Alright, 2106. Not a very clean performance, but it works. And that is Cybernator, done without the Napalm weapon. Actually, Drumboardist, that is incorrect. The record's actually 1818. And that's by Elpis. Like I said at the beginning of the run, he's going to be doing this game and this category at GDQ, and you're going to see a much better performance from him, since he is actually quite experienced with this category, as far as I understand. If you don't know who the Elpis actually is, that's okay. He doesn't really put himself out there very well. But he's probably pretty known in the Mega Man community, I'd imagine, at least in Mega Man Zero community. Well, that's one of our games done and out of the way. So I guess up next is going to be Hagane: The Final Conflict. I'm a little more scared of what might happen in this game, this next upcoming game, but, you know, Now that I said that, I'll probably be just fine. Who knows, though. So, I guess whenever we're ready... Well, I guess I could probably just, probably could just transition whenever, since, you know, I am the next runner. But yeah, if you do want to know a little bit more about this game, or you want to pick it up, you know, I'm all ears. There's a few others that know a thing or two, you know. You have a few of them in chat right there. I see Drumboardist there, so he's a fellow runner. There is also Butters BB. No, this is not a marathon world record. This, like I said before, the actual record's like 18:18. And I have an 18:27, so I'm not, like, super far behind. But it does require a bit of a grind. Elpis did do really, really good work on this game. And you will hopefully see his good work come to fruition in, during HDQ 2020. So, better look forward to that. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. Let's move on to Hagane. I'm going to mute the mic while the staff is working on the next